And what this technology that we've developed does is what's called file scraping. Okay? So all it's doing is simply file scraping the entire internet and searching for the best possible feed. Now once it's latched itself to the best possible feed, it draws it back into the box and then out through the HDMI port onto your television screen. What this box does not allow you to do is it does not allow you to download, it does not allow you to duplicate, it does not allow you to host anything that you see on here. So basically what we're doing, and the reason why we're able to become compliant, is because we're operating in an unregulated space. And the unregulated space is called streaming and file sharing technology. As of last Thursday, it strengthened our position in the marketplace because the FCC just passed a new law called net neutrality, and I encourage you guys to look at it. They've been going back and forth on net neutrality now for
previously on.
They've been going back and forth on net neutrality now for the last couple of years. It was basically, the cable companies wanted to regulate what type of traffic, what type of websites that you could see and view, because they were finding, things like Netflix and Amazon were just taking so much bandwidth and this and that, so they were trying to regulate it. So the FCC just passed a rule where it's completely unregulated, and it's back to the status quo, even less regulated than it was before. So it's put together a platform by which this business can really explode. Because before, the only thing that really was a controversy over was streaming technology. After Napster, we realized they couldn't shut down file sharing because then it opens a Pandora box. Like you'd have to shut down emails and this and that. So the reason Napster fell apart was because they determined it was a platform by which you can download and duplicate. Well, now that we've created this box and all we're doing is streaming file sharing, we're completely compliant. And now, the beneficiaries are the users. So let me just explain a little bit, because I know you guys probably have some questions. You say, "Oh, what's going on here? You guys get these new movies, see these Asian guys walking around, bootleg movies. What's going on here?" So let me just give you guys a little background on kind of how the thing works. Once again, we're operating in an unregulated space, streaming and file sharing technologies. That's how we're compliant. Okay. But the movies, this still doesn't give an explanation as to how do we get access to these movies? They're early, right? So it kind of goes back to Hollywood and the Hollywood story. And we all agree that Hollywood's a pretty profitable industry. They know how to make money. That's because they rarely take any losses, okay? Because let's say American Sniper, for instance, it costed $50 million to create. Well, before it's ever shown here in the United States of America, the first thing that they do is they go all around the world selling the licensing agreements to each and every country. So they may go to Australia and sell it for $10 million, or they'll go to England and sell it for $10 million. Maybe they'll go to the Philippines and sell it for a couple million, right? They go all around the world to make sure they recoup their entire film budget before ever hitting the United States of America. While I was living abroad, I would watch these movies before any of my friends did, and I would ruin it for them. I'd call them up like, this is how Gone Girl ended. I'd mess it up for them because I just thought it was funny that we get them like so much earlier. So now what you're seeing is, so this is what will happen. Just to go back to it, it'll give you all these different links. See, each and every one of these links is an option by which you can click and watch the movie. So the way it works with the software is it organizes it by the best link. So it'll go up to the top, find the best one, and bring it in. I won't display it right now only because I want to get through the whole presentation. But you see how it has the first one, VBox. It'll allow you to watch that one first. Okay. Or the second one. If that one doesn't work, the second one works. Okay. But there's an autoplay option where you can click here, and it'll just find the best available one, and it'll queue it for you. Okay. So that's how it pretty much works in terms of how it gets it. But getting back to the Hollywood story, the reason why they're able to get these movies earlier, because what's happening is you have countries such as China, where they have a different type of copyrights than they do in the States, to where when a movie comes out in theaters in China, it comes out on DVD the same exact day. So when that happens, it's kind of like, okay, what's to stop a person who owns the DVD in China from putting it on a computer and uploading it into the cloud to be accessed for the rest of the world? I try to tell people it's the World Wide Web, not just the American Wide Web. Yeah. I like to sit here and act smarter than I actually am, but in all honesty, this technology's been around. It's been there in China for the last 7 years. They've moved close to 1 billion units, something similar to this. That's because out there they don't have your traditional cable company, DirecTV. The only way they can access U.S. programming is through the internet. So this came out of necessity for that region. Where in here it's like, okay, it didn't have to really come because people had options. If it doesn't work and you can't find it on the computer, they'll just click right on cable and find it. So now what we did is we took the box, that type of technology, and we got it compliant with everything that's going here. Because the original box from China, their technology wasn't allowed here. They allowed you to do some crazy things to it. Like you could burn it as you're streaming, like all kinds of duplication, like whatever. So we just had to stop the ability to duplicate and download and really patent that. So the hardware was generated and manufactured in China, whereas the software is developed in the Philippines, and the programming is developed here domestically. So that's how we put all the pieces together. We have the UBOX.